Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're going to take a look at the community day for Tynamo. This is going to be happening this Sunday, and honestly, while it looks kinda lame on paper, there's actually quite a little bit more to this community day than you might think, so that's why I kinda want to make a community day guide video here today as well if you want to see more of them. Would really appreciate if you leave a like on this. Might be in a new series if you want to see it for every community day. But yeah, we're going to have here top teams, we're going to have PvPIVs, we're going to have generally just a checklist on what you want to do, stuff like this, everything kind of in here, and we can move on right into the general information. So anything on like here on this page is kind of what you could see from the normal announcement as well. 21st of July, 2 p.m. till 5 p.m. new shiny release, which is kind of cool. You see the shiny already on the bottom there as well. We have 3-hour lures and instance, which is kind of the standard one. We have the normal thing here for this one is the 1 1/4 hedge distance, which is like the worst bonus in my opinion for community days. So that's also why it kind of looks bad on paper, but stay tuned for this because that's not actually all. We're going to have 2 times catch candy. We have 2 times chance for candy XL, which is kind of normal. 5 Photoshop, exactly. 5 Photoshop surprises. Like open Photoshop and you get some surprise apparently. Time research for Unnovan stones because you need an Unnovan stone to evolve Electrike to Electros. Special move is going to be Volt Switch. We're going to talk about this a little bit later as well. Special research as always for 1 year. Pokemon showcases. Field research with the encounter as well for Tynamo 347 CP is the 100% variant. And Electrike rates after the community day, which takes minimum 2 people to beat them, like 2 very high level ones. So it's a little bit tricky because you can only use ground type Pokemon. That's the general info. That's kind of what you knew anyway. Now we can move on to a little bit more. Extra bonus, we have more things actually. We have another 2 times catch candy, where I'm like curious if we're gonna have like 4 times catch candy. Niantic didn't say anything towards it yet. And we have also 4 times catch XP. So that's basically, usually community days can have also something as a bonus, as a special bonus, like 3 times catch XP. We actually have 4 times catch XP for this community day, which makes this one of the best community days to actually grind XP. So if you care about XP, this is the community day for you. Because of the Better Together event that's currently going on and still going on throughout the community day, this is going to be quite an interesting one now, because all of a sudden the 1/4 hedge distance, which is usually not really a bonus because it barely does anything, is not the only thing. We actually have 4 times catch XP for any Pokemon they catch during this event now in general, but also of course during the community day. And so Lucky X going to be quite impactful for this event for sure. And yeah, that's still going on through the community day, and I don't know what's going to happen with the catch candy. We might even get more catch candy, which is kind of madness. Also, Mega Evolutions are very important, especially if you are going to hunt down those XP. You kind of want to have a Mega Evolution on there as well, because they actually boost the XP that you get for catching a Pokemon as well with the same typing. And here, all of those are going to boost Electric type. Also, the Kyogre is going to boost this one. So, like, if you have a Primal Kyogre, might be the one for you. Otherwise, there are 2 other Electric type Pokemon that you can here have as well, with the Ampharos or the Manectric. All of them totally fine. Doesn't really matter which you're gonna choose, but definitely go for one if you want to get XP, because that is going to be quite good for you. As again, that's going to give you an XP boost on top of the 4 times XP boost, on top of then the Lucky Egg boost. It is going to be kind of XP madness for this community day. So now we can talk a little bit about PvP. Here is going to be already the stats that you kind of want for the Great and Ultra League. For the Master League, it's always 15, 15, 15, but it's not going to be really good for that one. It gets like around like 3000 CP, so not really something that you need for the Master League. For Great League 1, 15, 14, and for the Ultra League 2, 15, 14, going to be the ones that you kind of want to have here. We're going to see on the right side also the performance for the current moveset and also the current moveset before Volt Switch gets added as a fast move. Volt Switch is going to be an immediate upgrade over Spark. Like, Volt Switch is currently one of the best fast moves in the game, most likely top 5 fast moves in the game, I would say. So very good fast move in general. Issue is this Pokemon needs a better stab move as a charge move, very likely, or just in general a bit more of a punch to it. That's the thing for this Pokemon. You have a lot of great coverage. You have Liquidation, you have Dragon Claw, you have even Acid Spray I could see, and Crunch. Crunch kind of, I don't know, the Crunch seems kind of missing a little bit of a purpose there. But I feel like Liquidation together with Dragon Claw seems like a really cool moveset, and so that's kind of fine. Acid Spray can be helpful as well to boost up Dragon Claw damage and Volt Switch damage. or just to be like a little bit of a nuisance. But what I would really like to see is something like, I don't know, Electro Rep, which I was talking about as well. I don't know if even this Pokemon can learn it, but like something new basically that is not in the game yet, would need it in a maybe future upgrade. So maybe this Pokemon might be good in the future as well, especially for PvP. And so I would really recommend you to just keep them around, just in case, just evolve them during the community day. Volt Switch is definitely needed, but as you can see, as had on the right side as well, the stats are not as great. Overall stat product of 1672 is not great at all. That's quite squishy, but still interesting Pokemon nonetheless. We can move on to the Great League team with it. Here for the Great League, we're going to have a little bit of a classic line that you kind of want to have with electric type Pokemon. You have a Chestnut in the lead, and look what Chestnut can actually do, like a really underrated meta breaker. But it's going to lose against those flying type Pokemon. And Electros is going to be basically best when it can use its coverage, I would say. And so we're going to have here the Electros with a Volt Switch, Dragon Claw, and Liquidation as our Say Swap, and we have the Water Gun variant of Lantern in the back. Usually you see Spark a little bit more commonly there, but Water Gun is actually fine because you have the hardest answer for Lantern, like for opposing Lanterns, already in the lead. So if you swap out into your Say Swap as an ABB style line here with the Electros, you're going to be able to usually get out, whatever, like the Lantern anyway already, and so you can still do neutral damage with Volt Switch as well as that Dragon Claw there. And so I feel like Water Gun on Lantern would make the most amount of sense for this team. Still going to be able to beat those flying type Pokemon, but also going to be having a better matchup against Gligar, which I feel like is the most important one there anyway. And also for Gligar, we're running Liquidation on the Electros. They are going to outspeed you usually though to the dig, which is a little bit annoying because Liquidation and dig takes the same amount of energy, and Volt Switch plus also the Wing Attack takes, I think, the same amount of energy as well that they generate. Not too sure, by the way, but I think it is. And if you swap into, like, basically if they're gonna lead with a Gligar and you swap into your Electros, you're like one fast move always behind. But you could bait in theory with a Dragon Claw, so maybe this might be something as well. But again, like, this team looks like a lot of fun, and Water Gun I feel like is needed on Lantern. We can move on to the Ultra League team. Ultra League are running Trevenant in the lead, again a grass type Pokemon, which is just very fitting together with Electros because Electros can cover the weakness of flying type Pokemon here on this one. Also, Dragon Claw might be even better for this Pokemon here in this meta because there are going to be a lot of Dragonites, a lot of Giratinas, and also because of Dragon Claw on this moveset, you don't really need Crunch for Giratina because you already have a better coverage move. Anyway, here again is kind of trying to be the glue in between two Pokemon. Aurora's plus Trevenant Core is only getting broken basically by Obstagoon, and so like you can definitely beat nearly everything else with it. And so it's kind of just a glue in between a Pokemon that has great coverage, that is going to be able to beat flying type Pokemon, the Trevenant, especially against like something like a Pidgeot, very, very much struggles against, and just tries to support, tries to bait out potential ground type Pokemon, so Auroras doesn't have to face them, even though of course Auroras can also hit back against them as well, but you're going to have Liquidation here on the Electros to kind of counter them. So I feel like this team definitely should work out for the Ultra League as well. Depends though. Of course, Electros is not going to be the best Pokemon, don't expect like crazy ones with this thing, but if you want to play it, if you want to try it out, this might be a team for the Ultra League for you. Moving on to the final one here for today, which is going to be the checklist for this year. We're going to have Mega Evolve, definitely a Pokemon, especially during this community day. You kind of don't really need the XL Candy unless you want to play Electrike in the Great League, which is not really a great Pokemon without Volt Switch, but it would be with a Volt Switch, most likely it's a little bit bulkier than the Electros. But yeah, Mega Evolve, mainly also for the XP bonus, have around 1000 balls if you play the entire community today. For me, like, it's around, I don't know, like 500 that I use each hour. Of course, you can spin some stops during this one, but usually I don't play the entire community day anymore. I haven't played the complete community day, an entire community day for at least like 2 years or something. I know they have not been great, right? Like, I don't know, I feel like they have not really been great. But anyway, clean up your storage, get at least like as much storage space as you can. I cannot really say like get 1000 storage or something like this, because both for boards as well as storage, I know a lot of people are kind of struggling with buying the upgrade sword. They're quite expensive. So yeah, keep your Novan Stones. If you want to evolve multiple of them, you get 4 anyway, which should be plenty enough to get like 1 for the Great League, 1 for the Ultra League, 1 for the Master League. By the way, which I didn't say before, for PvP, there are no real break and bulk points that I really was seeing there that were like important for it, mainly because Volt Switch is a 4-turn move. Like, breakpoints are not really that important for like higher turn move duration thing is there, because like you're only gonna get like +1 or whatever, and like for a 1-turn fast move it's way more important than for like a Volt Switch. So just get the best AVs that you can for this Pokemon. use a lucky X again. This community day is going to be all around grinding those XP for the people that are not level 50 yet, or that just want to upgrade their stats. Like, this is going to be a great community day to get more XP. Don't really use incubators. There's not really anything great in incubators, like in X right now anyway, so wouldn't really mind doing this. But yeah, of course, if you want to do it, feel free to do so. Use the bonus of having a 1/4 hedge distance, but I feel like it's not really worth it. And also only use star piece if you have a lot, or if you really need stardust, because there is no bonus towards stardust and it's not really worth it otherwise. So like, yeah, maybe keep them. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video. If you want to see more of this kind of style of videos, then feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.